So Alto and Aspen are with us for about 2 weeks. In the first video when I introduced them, everything went great in that video, and I was pretty much getting ready to leave and telling them they had nothing to worry about because they did have concerns. And he displayed a little bit of, I wouldn't really say aggression, but he was very, very rough. And it just came out of nowhere. It was really for no particular reason, but he kind of jumped on the puppy, grabbed him by the neck, you know, and kept like putting his weight on him and stepping on him. Not stepping, but pouncing on him, really. And then he wasn't listening at the point where we had to stop him. And so he needs to learn some limitations into how far we're going to let him control, or be, alpha to the young one here. And that one, just, nothing stops him. You could correct him with anything you got, and he just keeps coming back for more. He gets super mouthy and can also be super annoying to Alto, which I can understand maybe why he was the way he is. So this one needs to be brought down and going through a lot of just, kind of the basic stuff, as well as, just calmer in general. And then the hope is when they go home, they'll just be able to freely exist in the same space with each other without issues and play outside and all that stuff. Hop up. So we're going to get ready to go for our first walk, and there'll be more in the future. This one just doesn't have an off button. So if he's next to Alto, he just constantly gets mouthy with him. Pull, gets under your feet. I want them to walk next to each other. But I can't do that right now. They both need a little bit of lessons first. Alto's pretty good, but he does pull forward or pull to the side when he smells something he likes. Oh my goodness. As expected. Aspen, here. Run. Break. Good. Here. What? Place. No. Place. Good. Good boy. Here. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Alto chase your shadow. It's funny, but it's not funny. Probably, he played with a laser pointer or something like that. But you see what happens is they can get obsessive about it. I actually had a dog one time. I was in the front seat of the car, and see how he's getting obsessed. There was a CD hanging on the mirror, like it was shiny, and it reflected some light onto the dashboard, and the dog jumped on the dashboard while the car was moving. No. Good. Leave it. No. Leave it. Good. Alto, look. Good. If your puppy is stressing, panting and whining at night, you probably have to go to the bathroom. Because they're relaxed, and I'm pretty sure he's got to go. I pretty much guarantee he's going to go when we get out. The only time he's ever done that, he got sick. Louis, in the beginning, same thing. He got sick, and he got real stressed out and whiny all of a sudden at night. Oh, I hate this thing. Oh, yeah. Barely made it out the door. And there's the other one. Time to get puppy out. This is the first morning, so he's already picking up on weight and not barging through the door. So if he moves forward, I just use the door to block him. Wait. And wait. No, see, he's not settled. Wait. Break. So if we have the door open, right, and we keep like pushing him, or we're trying to hold him back, his natural instinct is to push against it. Like if you have pressure and you're pulling on a leash, the dog's natural instinct is to pull against it. So it's the same if they're jumping on you and you push them away, their natural instinct is to jump back and push against it. And so if I'm sitting here pushing against him, tell him no, stay, wait, sit, whatever, like, and he's just pushing against it, and then maybe he squeaks through even, he's not learning anything. And the main thing we want to teach him is, in order to come out of here, you have to be calm, right? And so I just block him every time he impulses forward with the door, and when he realizes he's not going to get out, he settles down, right? And after a few days of just repeating this, when I go to open the door, he's just going to automatically sit and be calm, because he knows that's the quickest way to get out. It isn't barging through or any of that stuff, right? The quickest way out is just to sit and relax and be calm. And that's also introducing him to the space out here, telling him that I expect you to be calm out here. In order to get from the crate out here, you have to be calm. Good boy. It's just been, actually not even 24 hours. He's been pretty jumpy, mouthy, all that stuff, and he's stopped it. Pretty much by last night he stopped it. And he's held over to this morning, so very good job, Papa. So I think I figured out why they're here. Up, no. Because the first introduction I did with him, everything was fine. He was asking for play, and you know, puppies doing what puppies do. He was very tolerant of it. You could see in the video, and he was definitely like trying to establish some boundaries with the puppy, which is fine. And then we moved down out in the yard. We were on the shady side of the yard, right? And then we went over to the bigger side of the yard where there was more open space, right? This guy, watch this. Well, I showed you in a video last night. But movement and shadows gets him going. He knows right now, I think he knows he's not supposed to. So you see the shadow on the ground, and he fixates on it, and then he pounces on it. And he just, out of the blue, like, I couldn't figure out why he did it, but he just all of a sudden pounced on the puppy. And I think something was casting a shadow on the puppy, and that's why he did that. Pop up. Right now, I think he, you know, like, see, if I'm casting a shadow over the puppy, right? Who knows what it was? A bird flying, you know, who knows? A tree blowing. Something was casting a shadow, and maybe that's why he did it. I think that's why he did it, because I was like, there's no reason. There was like, they were fine with toys. You know, the puppy didn't have anything that the dog valued. He was a few feet away, and he just all of a sudden randomly goes over there and pounces on the puppy. But so maybe not really that much of an issue at all. It may just be an issue. So here's some goober over here on a little mini bike, right? And that set him off a little bit too, right? So he's, anything that's like movement, motion, you know, the shadows on the ground moving, stuff like that, he'll start to fixate on. And I think that could be what it was. So anyways, I mean, he fixates on it. It's not healthy. I'm definitely going to address that anyways, but, and of course I'll keep my eye out for anything else. But otherwise, he's not really displaying like a lot of over dominance or anything like that towards the puppy, really. But we'll see. See, concerned about the movement. If I open this, he would chase that, I'm sure of it. Because when we were coming out on leash, that guy came riding by on it, and he wanted to pull a little bit and go towards it. I mean, he corrects really easily, and I just corrected him first. See the bug? See it? Motion gets him. So if there's motion towards the puppy, and of course the puppy's motion as well. But at the time that happened, the puppy wasn't running or doing anything really. But that was the major concern. And then I also have, like, puppy is really, really confident, right? And doesn't really listen well to him, you know, so that has to be worked on. Not so much because it's an issue now. See, he alerts to it. We're gonna go over there now. So I'm watching what he's doing, but normally I would well, I'll show you what I do. He's not doing it now. But I would correct him and then get in front of him, and he'll go down on the ground. In the future, when he gets bigger, he could become, you know, more of a challenge. He's not crazy about sharing space with Eddie, so maybe not so much with other males. Yeah, as this one gets older, you know, it could be more of a challenge. That's why we want to kind of get him well bonded and teach the puppy to be more respectful to him, even if he's, you know, 12 years old in the future, and the puppy's like, hey, you know, it's my turn now. No, you know, respect your elders. Pop up. No. And yes, puppy is on an e-collar, mostly vibration, but he is, like I said, super confident. He listens and he takes it really well. And as far as any like escape avoidance, I'm using very, very low level, 3 out of 100. So if you put that on your tongue, you wouldn't be able to feel it. But he responds to it. If the puppy climbs on him, he doesn't like that, right? So those are the things I would stop the puppy from doing. Good boy. But he's been quite calm. You know, after kind of just a couple hours of adjusting here, he's been quite calm. He hasn't been as like in the dog's face as he normally is, or in my face either. So that's been really good. He's listening really well, you know. He likes to pull the grass out and then eat the roots. That's what he's doing now. And I don't mind him eating some of the fleshy grass, but no. Piece of paper. You know, if you noticed in the first video, he was doing that, eating the roots and stuff, and we correct him or push him away, he would just go right back to it. So now the correction is a little bit longer lasting than it has been. You know, he's a puppy, so short-term memory. He's going to forget, in a few minutes he'll probably start trying to eat grass again. So it's just one of those things, repetition, you know, repetition pays. Okay, here he comes again. Cop just came by too, this one. You see him like half hovering, like, you know, like he's going to get up and go after it. He has controlling behavior. So he wants to control overexcitement from the puppy. Yesterday Eddie came out of his kennel quick, kind of hopping and jumping a little bit, and he let out a big hoof. So he wants to control excitement. He wants to control that bike. He wants to control that movement, you know. So he wants to go tell it, I disagree with your movement, basically. And he's a dominant guy, you know. He needs to learn that that's okay, right? But you don't have to always be physical or intimidating. You can just use your presence. He's a very confident dog, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times if I'm kind of coming at a dog with a dominant energy, it's not like I'm coming at you physically correcting you or anything, you know what I mean? I just use my presence. See that right there? Yeah, he's being very dominant and he's going over the top, and that's okay. Now they're initiating play. And watch her. Easy. So you get a little vibration, just let him know, like, I don't mind if you're playing, but don't put him down. There was no reason for that. You know what I mean? And so when I put pressure, this is what I do. Hey. And he's very yielding to it, you know, like so is Eddie. Eddie knows when there's a more dominant dog, a more confident dog, and he's perfectly fine just yielding to it, you know. We had a Rottweiler stay with us for 8 months, and Eddie just says, okay, you can do it. I don't need to do it. Obvious who's going to be the one doing that in this couple, but, you know, like I said, as he gets older. Really, Gilbert Grape? Drop. No. See, that was no correction, just a verbal and putting presence on him. The puppy did get a vibration for the chunk of grass. And I don't want him to not play either. I just don't want him to get rough. So I want him to understand when I say easy, it just means calm down. So even if the puppy starts doing those like play communications, like it's okay, you can do it. Just don't be rough, you know? Don't be rough, Papa. Go boy. Papa. Easy. I think the time he spends here and then when he goes home, probably just really kind of have to keep an eye on it for a week or two at the most, you know, because they change when they go home. The rules are different here, you know, things are different at home, and so when the people are told what to do, and as long as they follow it for about a week, whatever happens here, no, it's fixating on shadows. We'll roll over to when he goes home. Leave it. Leave it. He's doing it again. Hey. So he wasn't listening to the vibration, so he got a little bit of a higher correction. And he's probably going to be good from now on. Trying to teach him to be a little bit more tolerant and just allow me the time to step in. Easy. Good. Easy off. Easy off. Easy. Pop up, relax. Alto off. Alto off. Pop up, drop. I'm gonna lose a toothy goober. Mirroring their positions. This is going to help in their development as far as their general hierarchy and all together. Day 2, and they're both doing really good. Hey. this time at night, and these shadows from the lights seem to really get him focused on the shadows. You can see it. So what I was thinking, see, that is what I was thinking. So if I cast a shadow on the puppy, right, and the shadow's moving like a leaf or something, the way he pounced on that, he's focusing. Pop up, stop doing that. Okay. Good. Good boy. That's what I think happened. He's getting better as far as the shadows go. Like, he's definitely like not nearly as obsessed and quickly corrects out of it. And so I want that to be completely out of his mind when they go home. So if there's a branch moving or something like that over the puppy, he doesn't think, ooh, branch, I'm going to go jump on the puppy and attack the branch. Good. And so how I'm doing this is, no, leave it. He has to ignore the shadow, which means he's not allowed to look at it, or definitely not allowed to pounce on it. He has to either look the other way, leave it. Good. He can get up and walk away, that sort of thing. No, leave it. Good. But he has to ignore it. And then he'll just kind of, I have a, it's like a little machine that shows the constellations and stuff, and it moves and it overcasts off the wall onto the floor. So at night when he's in his crate, there'll be that constant movement all night long, just to kind of desensitize him to it. You know what I mean? So even if he's kind of like staring at it and focusing on it in his crate, eventually he's going to get tired of it and just fall asleep. And after a few days of that, he's just going to get used to it, like it doesn't mean anything anymore. And that's what we want as far as any kind of movement or shadows. The bugs are a different story. It's kind of hard to get him to not attack bugs, because sometimes bugs attack. No, leave it. Good. Good boy.